So hey guys, this is a review of the Blaupunkt Cape Town audio system that I just installed on my Toyota Innova Krista. I got a G version of the Toyota Krista, and I got it upgraded to the Z version, the Z version, with somewhere around 3 lakhs invested in it. So one of the things I invested in is this beautiful audio system from Blaupunkt. It's called Cape Town, one of their the most advanced and latest audio systems. It's a double din head display unit. So let's take a look into the system as such and see what it's got. So when you turn on the system, which is a long press, or when you switch on the vehicle, it automatically starts up. You get to see this. I'm sorry you have to see the reflection of my phone on there, but there's no sound to this, but it's just a visual display, which is nice. Has a logo on there, and let me try and avoid this reflection. Okay, there you go. So it takes about 3 to 4 seconds to load up, which is okay, but would have been nice if it was immediate. But as you can see, you can hear that hissing voice as soon as it loads up, and then it stops and it comes back again. And oops, so looks like there was an error, but I haven't seen that one before. But so it's loading up the maps and all that stuff. It's got Map My India already in there. I think it's loaded through this USB thing over here, the micro USB put in. And the guy said that you should not take it out because that's the one which has the map loaded in. So by default, it loads up the map, which is kind of different from how it was earlier, because when I switched it on earlier, it had the beautiful Android-like interface and everything, but this time it loads up the navigation. So let me just go back. Let me introduce you before that, just quickly, the navigation stuff in here. So what you see here, this is the home button on the left-hand corner. So when you click on the home button, it goes back to home. So this is the home screen. It's got all these configurable things here. All of these are configurable. These are red big buttons that you can see. Then it's got a volume control right over here. Okay, so you can turn right or left, and then it's got this, which is your USB stick option, and then your AUX option. Also, it's got this, which is your 2 micro USB ports, basically. And before I go into the details of the system, I'll just take you through the rest of the buttons. So here you have a back button. You click on this, and whichever screen you are in, let's say you are inside an app, if you click on this, it'll take you back, 1 step back. And then this right here is the settings. So you have the wallpaper, system settings, and everything over there. So let's start with that. So I click on wallpaper, and it will show you select wallpaper from gallery, live wallpapers, or wallpapers. Let's go in for live wallpapers and see what it's got. So it's got the typical Android stuff, the black hole, bubbles, holo, spiral, nexus, phase beam, water, and all of these things. So I'm going to go with spectrum. It says loading. Let's see what it's got. Beautiful. So that's going to be the live wallpapers. I'm going to click on set wallpaper, and there it is. Wait, where is it? Okay, I can't find it here. Oh, there it is, in the background. Okay, cool. So those are the physical buttons around the device. Now if you go inside the device, you can scroll to the left and right, and over here you can see there is settings, inside which most of these things are already set. So you got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth settings, wireless network settings, input gain settings, display settings, language and input, and all of these things. Now, as you might have guessed, I pretty much set up the basic settings, which is hooked it up on the Wi-Fi, also hooked it up to my personal hotspot on my iPhone. Also, it's connected with my iPhone on Bluetooth. So you can see the icon here, the Bluetooth icon, which means it's plugged in. But all of those settings is pretty much straightforward, just like any Android phone. You can do it from here. So I'm not going to details of that, it's very boring. Let's go into the fun stuff. So one thing you should notice is that all of these buttons are configurable, as in you can drag and drop them from the main app menu. So I put an AccuWeather here, which automatically detects my location and says loading your weather. Would have been nice if it had a wallpaper widget or some sort, because this guy, it looks broken here and everything, so I'm not sure if I'll be using it, but what the hell, right? Who checks weather anyways in India? Then I put in the YouTube app. So for the YouTube app to work, you actually have to hook up your Google ID. I personally don't recommend using your personal ID in here for security reasons. Instead, I set up, you could create one within the app itself while you set it up. So I created like a dummy one that I'll be using just for the car. Okay. Then you got the SWC settings, which is your steering wheel controls. And then you can customize the steering wheel controls for your favorites and everything. Very nice feature. Then you got your rare zone. I currently don't have a rare entertainment system, but I'll be considering it in the future. But if you have one, you can set it up over there. Then you have the rare camera, audio video in 2, because like I said, there's one over here, and then you can put one extra through, like inside, which I don't have right now. Then you have your equalizer. So there you have all kinds of different settings, just like in every audio system. You can customize your sound to your liking. Then, like I showed you, have your settings. Then you have your media player. Let's see what media player shows up. So there's no active Android device. Do you want to activate one? Maybe not right now. I don't have one. I probably will be hooking up I have an old Android phone lying around, so probably I'll just keep it just for this car. Maybe load up a Geo SIM or something with like minimal data plan in there, so that I don't have to worry about hooking up my iPhone and wasting charge on it. Other than that, you have your streaming settings here. So in your streaming settings, you have everything that you would need to play your songs and everything. So right now it's hooked up to my my iPhone through Bluetooth. So I'm playing from my phone, and it would show up here the artist's name and everything. So after streaming, you have your mirror mode, where if you have an Android phone, you can mirror it. Also, if you have an iPhone, you can mirror it through these settings. I currently don't want to do it for privacy issues or whatever, but if you have dedicated phone, I think it's highly recommended. So basically, you can use this device as you use your phone. Basically, you're using a phone, and then it would show up over here like a mirror, right? So some people prefer that, and I think it's a good idea. So after the mirror mode, you have your apps here. So that's where you go into all basically the cockpit of this device, Blaupunkt Cape Town device. So now you have all the settings in this place. So basically, the other interface you saw, which is the main home screen interface, is basically a custom version where you drag and drop stuff from this main setting. So whatever you need, so music player, equalizer, all these stuff, you basically just long press and you can drag and drop it here, right? Oops, I hope I didn't double tap it. So that's what it is. So you can swipe right and you can see everything, and then there's all these built-in apps as well. You have an app store, Amazon app store in here. I don't know, people might be just in case you're interested in buying something when you're driving perhaps, but you have all these stuff in here. I think what happened is they probably bought like a tablet sort of device and customized it, and all of these things came in anyway with the tab. So there's a AccuWeather app which you saw earlier. You have a clock, you have downloads, email, Facebook, the Play Store, Google Play Store, GPS, Map My India, your contacts, calendar. Oops, I just touched it. By the way, this thing is very responsive, just like any tab. I haven't noticed any delays, apart from a few times when, not a few times, 1 or 2 times when the Google App Store app kind of started being sluggish and stopped responding. But other than that, the device, the hardware stuff is pretty responsive. Now, you also have Twitter, hashtag app, YouTube, search, Shazam, Spotify, if you use it. Also, Yandex store. I don't know what that is, but it's Yandex is a Russian search engine, so maybe because the manufacturer thought it might be useful for you if you were using that search engine. So basically, you have all of these stuff in there. Twitter, I don't know if I'll be using Twitter. Maybe you can have a dedicated Twitter handle for this car. I don't know. But if you just want to make use of it, feel free to. So basically, the Blaupunkt Cape Town is an Android-based tablet, right? It's just made for the car. That's the only difference. So you would have everything that you would expect to be there on a device, Android device. Also, it comes with navigation. So this stuff you see, this is navigation. I think they have loaded, the dealers have loaded it with the Map My India stuff, which I believe is a paid feature. Like he mentioned that, over here there's a micro SD card that's loaded with the Map My India stuff. So he kind of warned me that make sure that you don't pull it out when the system is on, because if you do, it will cut up the whole map thing, and then you would have to pay, I believe he mentioned $1,000 or something to get it reinstalled. So just a word of caution there. After that, you have radio, so you can tune your radio here. You click on this band.
ആലോചിക്കാവുന്നതാണെന്നൊക്കെയാ ഗിരീഷിന്റെ ഒരു അഭിപ്രായം. ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഐഡിയ ആണ്, ചിന്തിക്കേണ്ടതുമാണ് അല്ലെ? കേട്ടുകൊണ്ടേയിരിക്കൂ. This is Soumya with Morning Number 1.
Okay, I accidentally turned on the radio and I had to switch it off, so sorry for that disturbance. So you have your phone here, and then you can pretty much dial in anyone if you have your phone hooked up via Bluetooth. So right now I have my iPhone synced here with Bluetooth, and I have all the contacts and everything, so you can pretty much use it for calling people. Dial pad is pretty responsive and it's good. Right. What else? You also have a browser, just in case you're feeling bored. It also has a browser, so you can go into Google or whichever sites you want, and let me show you how responsive this is. So I'm not trying to be a self-promotion guy here, but I'm just trying to look up how my website might look on this device, because I'm worried about responsiveness and everything. So that's my website, manikarthik.com. If you haven't, do check it out. Shameless plug. But let's see how the image loads up. Okay, I don't have the best data signal here, but it's taking a while because of that. But it loads up like a mobile phone, I guess. Yeah, there it is. And that's me. You can almost see me there. So yeah, you have a browser too, just in case you want to browse something. And I don't know if you notice, I click the back button and it's actually not taking me back, so it's taking maybe a while to. So okay, so when I click the back button, it actually takes me back on the browser from whichever tab I was to the tab or the website I was browsing earlier. So there you go. Just to end off things, I also want to show you the rest of the settings here. So if you have your iPod, your memory card or USB or any of those things hooked in, you would get to see them here as well. And like I said, you can customize all of these icons here with anything else. You can just double tap and drag and drop and it would show up. And you have your quick menu here where you can go to streaming. So guys, that was my review of the Blaupunkt Cape Town series audio system for new cars. I think this is the latest from Blaupunkt. Check it out.